This stuff should be obvious, but yet very few people seem to understand it.
Now, the crossover between some of these rallies on college campuses in favor of Hamas, I mean, they unite the weirdest coalitions maybe in human history. You'll see LGBTQ flags in favor of Hamas, where, of course, if an LGBTQ person were to be actually in the Gaza Strip, they would no longer be in the Gaza Strip, they would be dead.
Yes, exactly.
And that coalition is...
That's like seriously out of touch.
Yeah.
But
it isn't. But it only isn't out of touch in the sense that there is a coalitional idea here that basically power structures must be torn down at all costs, and if that means allying with people who hate me, then I'll ally with people who hate me. And the fact that that's grown in fervor since October 7th really is, as I said to me on a personal level, quite shocking. What do you make of the future of a West if the West continues to embrace that idea?
Well, I think we really need to stop this principle that the weaker, normally weaker party is always right. This is simply not true. If you are, in quotes, oppressed or the weaker party, it doesn't mean you're right. Because if some of those, weaker groups want to annihilate you, that does not make them good. We have to get rid of the rule that if you're weaker, you're automatically good. That's obviously makes no sense. It often makes sense, where it's like, okay, you don't want to beat up on someone smaller and weaker than you, but if that smaller group wants to kill you, they're bad. Okay. I'm a big believer in moral absolutism, not moral relativism. There's good and bad in the absolute, and you judge any group or individual against absolute moral standards, not whether they're the so-called oppressed or oppressor, just on absolute moral terms. Are they doing good things? Do they want to murder innocent people? That's bad. Doesn't matter who they are.
You would think, but the pseudo-sophisticates on college campus seem to think differently. And so I wanted to get your take on why you think this is so prevalent on college campuses. What do you think the future of the universities in the United States looks like, given the fact that entire universities appear to have been corrupted by moral relativism and this sort of perverse ideology? Do you think that a wave of change is coming to the universities? Do you think that there's going to be direct hiring out of high school? What is the solution for universities in the United States as well as abroad?
I think we need to return to where things were, or mostly were, which is a focus on merit, and it doesn't matter whether you're a man, woman, what race you are, what beliefs you have. What matters is, how good are you at your job, or what are your skills? You could be a three-legged green Martian, wears a kimono and drinks yak's milk. Who cares? It doesn't matter. What matters is, like, how good is your work? That's it. That's the least sort of racist, sexist you can be. Is just care about the work that somebody does and not anything else. That's what the focus needs to be, to return to.
I guarantee you some of these wokies out here are still going to find a way to twist what they said and try to make it out to be racist. That's just what they do. And there's a reason this clip is going viral. Not just for the average common sense, like, yeah, okay, we understand, we get that. That's just how we've always lived our life and the values that we've applied to our day-to-day living. Other people, though, they're sharing this and they're hating on it. They're like, look what these bigots are saying. Look at what these people are doing to this world. They just expect people to work hard and be on time and skin tone not to matter and all of this stuff that it's just ridiculous to me. And unfortunately, that's the off the rails, wonky world that we're living in today, just surrounded by this victim mentality, laziness, no sense of accountability and rationale. And I find it very hard to get used to, and I'm sure you can relate, that People don't cling to those values anymore. Those real virtues, those real characteristics that when you saw them, you're like, oh, that person represents goodness. That person is leading a very well-off life. You'll know them by their fruit because they bring wholesomeness to the table. And people now have got everything remixed, and they tout and uplift and put on a pedestal these demonic, satanic, perverted, lust-filled ideologues and these characteristics that should be devalued. And yet people are given raises and promotions and put on the covers of magazines and blasted on our television screens. And it's just insane to me. And out of touch is how Elon phrased it. And that just about sums up the culture that we're living in. And I know not everyone watching is a Christian, but I am. And my moral foundation is the Bible, the basic instructions before leaving earth. And God's word warned us that this would happen. And look where we are now. Isaiah 5 verse 20 says, woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. That's not like a awesome sort of woe. That's like a, oh no, that's a woe to those means it's going to be a very bad ending for people that don't recognize the difference between wickedness and righteousness. People out here defending and advocating for all the horrible things that have happened over in Israel, innocent babies getting burned alive, and just all the gruesome, torturous, demonic evil that has gone on over there. It seems like it's become a sport to snatch innocent baby blessings from a mother's womb at any point via abortion, quality standards and attention to detail, work ethic. None of that seems to be a priority for some people anymore. And that's where people are promoting darkness as light and evil as good. And it's spiritual warfare out here. Like, all of these things do matter. Goodness always will matter. No matter what you may think about it, no matter how you may feel or what may trigger you, good is good, truth is truth, and that's not a relative thing. That's moral absolutism, like Elon Musk worded it. Some things that you do and don't do. You don't murder, you don't cheat, you don't steal. You're not supposed to do those things. You're not supposed to lie. Those things just aren't bringing anything positive to the table. And I don't care what you look like, where you came from, what you experienced and had to deal with growing up. There is no excuse for you not to add value into this world. And you can't expect to get rewarded if you don't add something positive into the world. If you're not honest, if you don't have some integrity, some determination, some gratitude, then don't expect to get anything handed to you in this world. It doesn't matter what appearance you have. It doesn't matter what gender or sex that you are or think that you are. If you don't live in truth and provide actual value to the world and enhance other people's lives around you or enhance the experience of other people's experiences, then you can't expect to be blessed with a fruitful life. If you're not an honest, hardworking man, you don't deserve an honest, hardworking, loyal woman. Same goes for women. You don't deserve a good man if you're out here tossing it around, acting a fool, just giving it to anybody willy-nilly. That's not the way that life works. And God is not going to give you a good, well-rounded, positive experience while you're here on earth if you don't provide the same back into the world. If you're uplifting and promoting and valuing these demonic sort of ideas and principles, what do you expect to come out of that? Nothing good is going to ever just flourish from that. Let's make common sense common again. That's what it all boils down to. And all of us can have an influence in that. No matter if you're on YouTube, you're in the social media landscape, no matter what you do, you have an opportunity every single new 24-hour cycle to lead by example and let your fruit shine before others. And then they'll see that, hey, they got a fruitful outcome. The Lord has blessed them with a situation that I admire, that I'm happy to see. And although everybody's not going to look at it from that perspective, from that sort of lens, you can only do what you can do. You can only control the opportunities and the situations and circumstances that have been placed in front of you. So that's all we can do moving forward. But I'd love to hear what you think about all this. Let me know down below in the comment section. Let's keep this conversation rolling. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, ring that notification bell so you get notified anytime I post a new video. If you like what I'm doing over here and you want to show a little extra love and support, make sure you go check out our website down below in the description section. That way you can get all the awesome shirts you see me wearing in every single video. They're all made by my beautiful wife. This one says created with a purpose. It has it on the chest and on the sleeve. It's based on Ephesians 2 verse 10. I like mine a little baggy, so it seems a little extra room to move and groove, but we got all different sizes ranging from itty bitty extra small to big and hefty 5X, a bunch of colors, different designs, all of that. I'm sure you can find something that you like or a great gift for someone that you love. Outside of that, you can always join the Gibson family here on YouTube and become a member. You can buy me a coffee. You can join the Patreon family. All those links are down below as well. By no means do you have to do any of that. Just showing up and allowing my freckle face to rant at you for a few minutes. I am greatly appreciative. I love y'all. I cannot thank you enough. Until next time, I'll be praying for you. Godspeed. I'm gone.